Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast. And boy, we are really looking forward to this particular one because, if you're smart about life and about business, you're open to new experiences and new people. And I tripped over Laura Berman. I believe it was NADA. Now, we got that. You don't have to point out who's the man or the woman. We're not Democrats on the show, okay? We understand gender.
Just want to make sure, Larry.
There we go. And boy, we hit it off as fast friends. And since then, we've done some work together, which I am so pleased, and she was so pleased, thrilled her dealer. We exceeded the other people she was working with. And if all that wasn't enough, I got a chance to meet her husband, who's a smart, cool guy who also wrote a terrific book. So without further ado, myself, Mr. Larkin, Mr. Silman, we welcome Laura and Rick Berman. Please tell us what you do, how you do it, how you can be reached, and all that good stuff. And we can't thank you, the two of you, enough for joining us.
Thank you. Go ahead, Rick. You take over.
Great. I didn't have permission.
Finally.
Wait a minute. A married woman just told a married man, you take over. Can we just stop the podcast? It's not going to get any better than this for me.
No, it isn't. And you'll see I'm still in training.
There we go.
Definitely.
Who isn't?
Yeah, right? So we're the Bermans, and what we do is we help people because that's what we love to do. We've both been in the business 40-plus years, but about 8 years ago, I found the biweekly payment space. And I fell in love with it because I can help so many more people than being stuck in one dealership at a time. If you look at the way people get paid in this country, 90% of America is paid weekly or biweekly, yet we're still quoting them a monthly payment that they can't afford. You pencil a deal, and the first thing you do when you tell them, great news, Mr. Customer, your payment is $700, they're choking on it. They can't afford it because that's not the way they get paid. But if you break it down and base it on their pay schedule, it's easier for them to budget. The other problem we have in this country is that we've never taught financial literacy. So out of the 90% of people that are getting paid weekly and biweekly, they're living paycheck to paycheck because they just can't afford life. Actually,
Rick,
they're trying to pay.
Because in elementary and high school, they teach you geometry and not how to balance a checkbook. There's no
right.
practical application.
The fact they can't balance a checkbook, can't write in cursive, can't address an envelope, can't address an envelope. Anyhow, so what we do is we break the payment down bi-weekly. Really just cut the payment in half instead of a $700 payment, which is light because the average car payment I think is $750 right now. Well, let's use $700 for easy numbers. If you go out to the customer and tell them instead of $700, can you afford $350 every other week when you get paid? And they think about it and they say, I bring him this, I can do this. And, oh, yeah, I can do that. Mm-hmm. And it's the same money. But you break it down to where it's affordable for them and it helps them to budget their money. Now they have money left over so they can buy gas, groceries, basic needs.
And you're helping them with a budget which is not the strength of many people on the planet, much less in our country.
Yeah, plus today, the products that we're offering in the finance office, they're better than ever. So that $700 car payment, by the time you put a service contract or gap or maintenance or any other product on there, the payment really becomes unreachable. So by matching it to their payday, one, the dealer gets to yes faster, but two, they want more of the products that we're offering them.
And this way the products are more affordable. But you're trying to hit somebody for $60 a month more, $80 a month more for the products. And if you break it down bi-weekly, $30 or $40 every other week is much more affordable than $60.
And it's not only bi-weekly. Those customers that are paid weekly, we can accommodate them as well as semi-monthly. So for our military and our government, those folks that are paid 1st and 15th and 30th, we can match their car payment too.
I have a question for you too. Bi-weekly came out. You guys will probably be able to tell me when did it originally come out? Like when we first started seeing it.
It's over 20 years old.
Okay.
And it originally
that was my point. Is the first 10 years it was a monstrosity. It was not being utilized in ethical manners. And so I'm really interested to hear where you guys have separated yourself from the pack because I mean, I at one point I had a bi-weekly, and unless you were talented or the owner or the F&I manager or somebody in there really liked it and embraced it, it didn't have any teeth. So can you guys kind of share, because you guys are successful, you dove into it, and that's where you do. So I like what you said about you can help everybody. And,
right.
and that's kind of where I'm going on a lot of my things that I'm working is that, we tried to go to the dealer to say, use this, it works, it's great. And until they buy in, they don't get it. But once they buy in, and you guys continue to keep on getting more and more buy-in, because it is, I mean, when I hear a customer paying $1,000 for a car payment, and then they're 72 months or they're 84 months, I mean, that's disgusting. The customer's never getting out of that situation.
It is. So that's a great question and a great point. And this is the reason why Laura and I are so successful at this is because we love people. We love what we do. And when we tell them this is good for everybody, the problem is that this has a bad name because you're right. 10 years ago, people were selling this as a way to save money, as a way to save on interest. It's not about saving money on interest. Could you save money on interest? Yes. But are we selling it that way? No, Laura and I don't sell it that way. We sell it on, if you make your payments biweekly, you're going to save a payment a year off your loan.
That's now the math. That's now the math that you have 13 months and where it's amazing. So you guys have to be positive enough just to keep on, because everybody wants to doubt it. They all want to. They all want to doubt it, and it's like, no, take out a pen and paper and do the math. And it's like, well, so continue.
So we're okay. Thank you.
Garrett, and when was the last time you saw anybody with a piece of pen, a pen and a piece of paper?
Never. If the computer doesn't do it, the business they shut down. They go out of business.
And they have to see it too. So speaking about the computer has to do it. We have a place on our computer. We're integrated with almost every one of the large DMSs out there, so we're integrated with them.
Or menu provider.
Or menu provider.
That's a task just in itself. So congratulations with that, because there's been so many moving parts for the last goddamn 10 years on everything.
Yeah. That's not an easy task either.
Yeah, no, I know. So good for you guys.
Yeah. So we have a piece in there where they just hit a button, and it will print out what the difference would be doing it monthly or doing it biweekly, and it compares them line by line. So very few people keep their car the whole term, right? They're going to trade in or trade out of it. It's hard to do nowadays because people owe more than the car's worth. They're upside down, underwater, depending on what part of the country you're in, what term you use, but they owe more on the car than it's worth, right? So when you pay it biweekly, you're paying an extra payment a year. So if the average payment is $700 in 2 years, you're $1,400 better. You're in a better equity situation, which is the name of the company, equity for you. And that's the whole point of the drill. So if they want to trade their car in 3 years, they should be $2,000 better than they would be if they paid it monthly. And we show them that line by line.
Yeah. The first place I ever bought myself, I was on a bi-weekly, and you wouldn't believe what that did in terms of how it cut the mortgage down in terms of interest.
And that's what I wanted to say. That's where this started. 20 years ago, this started in the mortgage business, and it moved over to automotive.
Right.
So in the mortgage business, people believe it. They don't have any issues with it because it's done properly in the mortgage business.
Yeah, there's a little taint in the auto industry that no one actually believes that they're going to be able to get the benefit.
And that's where we come in.
We're
out here. Yeah, we're out here spreading the word. Like for Rick and I both, we've been in automotive for over 40 years. 30 of that was in the retail space. So we've figured out all the pain points for the dealer, and we've addressed them. So it's not like it was before.
I was going to say, it looks like you're in a lot of Harley stores. That's you guys. That's your relationship that you've been able to grow.
Yeah, we're in automotive and in Harley-Davidson dealers.
I know Davidson is new, and they're just coming on board. They're still 10 years behind us.
I used to write credit life and disability with them a long time ago, and then Harley wanted. I was writing it with Universal Underwriters, and then Harley wanted a crack at it, and a little bit of a cluster.
Yeah, but our Harley dealers love it because just like the automotive dealers, gets them to yes faster, more products that are sold in the F&I
They're adding
office.
accessories, they're chroming, they're buying leather, they're doing, I mean, I would imagine in a Harley store, they're adding accessories all over the place that they love. I mean, they're dressing that thing up.
They are, and just for the record, I don't know if you believe it, would know this or not, but the bikes start at over $30,000 for a touring bike. So they're $35,000-$40,000. They have bikes that are $60,000.
Yeah.
So it's just like a car. But you said something about the business being tainted. Our name is tainted. So, and Larry, thanks for mentioning that I wrote a book. I know Mike has seen it. Mike knows about the book. There's a part in there about our reputation, and I have a name for it. It's called an earned reputation. We have earned that reputation. And Laura and I have both been trying to change that one customer at a time for many, many years.
God bless you. God bless you. Right. My tour was always in F&I, and I mean, and it's all you want today is a good package. Please, just please fill in the numbers on the computer, and I'll take it from there. And
right.
They just need guidance. And so it's still, you guys prove that it's still a very people business. And because it was flashy at one point, and no one trusted who. There was 3 or 4 providers in my market, and everybody was just, the F&I managers were holding everybody up to what's a bigger vig, and they lost the value of what the product is. I go into that with service contracts. And it's like, you know, we're coming up with solutions. Your solution to COVID is exactly what they need. They paid too much money. They got themselves in situations. So yours is a smarter investment, because what I've been saying is buy a service contract and then now double up on your payments. And now you've got a service contract where a peace of mind, you're not going to get any other expenses, where you pay off your note and then you save yourself when you can't get out. But you guys dig people out.
Gary, the problem is, nobody on this program is 17. We've been doing this a while. And I can remember telling people in Trenton, listen, do me a favor. You're making good money. Your payment's $305. Pay $400 a month. The problem is, how the hell do you double up on $1,000 payment?
So we can do that. That customer with that $700 payment is $350 every other week. If they say, wow, that's all it is, what would happen if I paid $400 every other week? And we show them how much equity we're going to build. And it's funny, Gary, you called it a product. We're actually not a product. We're actually a service. So when you're looking at the menu in the finance office, we're not listed there with vehicle service contract with GAP. We're listed where the payment is. The customer would have the option.
You're desking your program is in the desk. It's in the.
It can be in the desk, or it can be in the finance office, or it can be in both. Dealers that set it up at the desk, that's the customer's first introduction to a different way to make their payments, because right now we're used to making our payments monthly.
Yeah, no, and I would say that if the adaption, if they would do it from the desk, would be a best practice, as opposed 100%. to the F&I manager offering it as an alternative, because then so the dealership has to be bought in. I mean, there's no question about that.
You're right. It does. When it comes from the top down, it works much better. There are 2 ways to present this. One is at the desk and one is in finance. Best practice is at the desk, to show a customer a different way to do it, not to sell them on it, just to present it. So when they get back to finance.
Whether they like years ago, we used to give them 2 leases and a cash back.
That's right.
Now it's like, here's what it is. Here's the best that we can offer you.
Yeah, and then they go into negotiations, right? Great news, Mr. Customer, payment $700 a month. Just sign here. They don't even give them a choice. And the customer says, whoa, I can't do it. So now they're going to go back to the manager, and they're going to try to cut the deal. cut the rate,
Yeah.
cut the, improve
Yeah,
on the
all
trade-in.
the annoyances, all the
It is annoying,
annoyances,
right?
everything that
Pain
gets in
point.
the way to ruin a deal.
Great
But
news.
you'd be surprised.
The payment is 700, but we offer a tremendous service. Notice I didn't say product. Tremendous service where you can pay 350 every 2 weeks, and not only does it make it easier to budget, but it allows you to build a little bit more equity and a little bit less inequity in your car. I just think it's a tremendous hook. I can't
Yeah.
see anybody get mad at saying I could listen. What people
You're
use credit cards.
accelerating,
Why
you're
do we-
saving
why do
them
we-
on interest, you're helping them budget. There's multiple places in an educated conversation. And that's where, the dealerships, if you're doing it in a hostile environment, they're not going to trust anybody. So it's a compliment that your successful stores, you're always going to have your rogue, but the majority get it. And that's the processes, and that's where you have the success.
Yeah, because again, we return that customer to a better equity position. So it's much easier for them to sell them their next car and to trade the current one in.
And they'll go back to that
Win-win.
dealer. They'll go back to the dealer that sold them the car because of the program, because that they're on a biweekly payment program, because it's so easy. Once they set it and forget it, they fall in love with this program because it is so easy. And they see, we give them a paper that shows them where they'd be in 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, or if they kept it for the whole loan. Can you imagine somebody who paying right now the rate 7%, 8%, 9% with good credit on 72 months? God forbid 84 months and 9.9%. So if they do it biweekly in 72 months, they're still going to owe what, $4,000, but doing it biweekly, not 72 months, in 66 months, it'll be free and clear, or 72 months. When I print that sales aid and I show it to the customer and say, Mr. Customer, which way works better for you? Bi-weekly, having a free and clear title, or doing it the way the bank wants you to do it, and you still owe $4,000 in 66 months.
How do people, obviously I know how to reach you because I call Laura. How do people reach you? How do dealers reach you?
You call my
Somebody
wife?
calls me.
I didn't know you called my wife. I know Mike calls her.
Actually, your wife called me. Okay, it was some kind of get together twice a month. It was very interesting. I'm still looking at the parameters. My F&I guy Gary is clearing it with my lawyer and my marriage counselor, but I will get back to you. How do people
I may need
reach
the
you
name
for
of the marriage counselor.
Thank goodness everybody on here knows you and knows you're full of crap.
Mentally unstable.
Okay, unstable.
Geography, I know you guys are being grandparents. So you guys are close to me, right? Didn't you move closer to me?
Yes, so we're in Massachusetts.
Okay,
but
right.
we're about 30 minutes from 2 airports, and we leave on Wednesday. We're headed to Florida Wednesday. We're going to hang out with Larry and Sean Armour. But yeah, so we're all over the places. We have dealers across the country, up and down the East Coast.
Awesome.
And we try our best to visit those dealers to get in there at least once a month. And they know, since we were in the business for so long and we know the dealers' pain points, our phones are literally on 24/7. And the dealers that need us, when they need us, know they can reach out and they can get us on the phone.
And
That's
for
wonderful.
anybody that's watching this thing that doesn't know Laura or Rick, you won't find two nicer, more conscientious people. Everybody tries to sell you a bill of goods when they're trying to take your money. These people really care about what they're doing, and it shows with anybody that's ever had contact with them.
Thank you,
Thank
Lynn.
you.
Thank you. And another thing that sets us apart with Equity for You, we don't charge the dealer. There's no fee for rooftop, nothing. We actually pay a commission to the dealer.
So you got rid of all that unnecessary conversations and all of the hidden. And that's where and so it was that, and all the bad reviews. But you guys stuck with it, and you guys, that's wonderful. I'm glad to hear that, and I'm sure that you have. There's pockets. There's smart dealers that figure it out all over the place, and they're probably very, very good to their local community, which is what we all want. You want dealers that are invested in their own community, and here's a wonderful resource for them to help. And
Garrett, you don't need that. You just need dealers whose brains function. Because if it makes it easier to get a deal and then it makes it easier to get the people out of the car and into a new one, there is no negative here.
There really isn't.
Easier said than done. Hey, I got a quick question for you both. And it's revolved around the digital age, which we're in right now. Somebody goes to the dealer and is offered this, and they decline it. Is there a digital way for them to change their mind?
Absolutely. So they go there, they decide a couple days, weeks, months, years later, hey, you know, I really want to go on that biweekly payment. They can go right back into the dealership. The dealership not only has access through their menu or DMS, which once the deal's finalized, that goes away, but we also have a separate portal, and they all have a login and password, and they can create the agreement right there.
Great to know.
And we've also, yeah, absolutely.
And we've made that easy for the finance manager to do too, because we know that it has to be easier. They're not going to do it.
And on that portal, are they enrolling their mortgages and all of their credit cards, or is just the payment on that? It's not their.
This is just for the car payment, and then we don't solicit those customers either. That customer really belongs to the dealership.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
that's a courtesy we do for the dealer.
So to sum
Laura,
it up, it's easier to close a deal. It's easier to get people out. If they need it down the road, they've made it easier, and you're dealing with two really nice, reputable people. It's equity for you. It's Laura and Rick Berman. They're easy to find. If anybody wants to meet them face-to-face, they'll be in Tampa, May 22nd with myself and Sean Armour. And, boy, you won't be disappointed if you sit down with these folks. They're great. Michael, Gary, any thoughts from other than encouraging people to jump onto equity for you?
All good on my end. This was a nice way to end the week. Friday afternoon. Thank you guys for joining us. I look forward to seeing you live somewhere along our pathways throughout New England. I'm sure it's a small world, and it gets smaller and smaller all the time. So I'm sure that we'll see you live at some point. So glad to have you guys. And if anybody of any of my dealers that are watching and want to learn more, I can certainly set up any demos and interviews with these guys.
Yeah, we can come see them. We can Zoom, whatever works best for them.
It sounds like you guys are wonderful resources to have on your team. So it's great news.
I'm not sure that's going to work out after this. Rick's never going to want to be on a Zoom call again. It's the Larry.
Hey, at least we got his old mug inside the frame here.
Right, I'm
Yeah.
in here.
Guys, stay healthy. Folks, we'll see you next Friday. Thank you so much for watching. And
Thank you. It was awesome.
thank you so much for
Have
joining.
a good weekend.
I'll
Very
see
nice
you
to meet
later.
you. Thank you.
Bye,
Nice meeting
guys.
you guys.
Thank you all.
Great.